Hi, welcome to this video where we'll explore how Omega 365 AI Assistant supports identification of risks, suggesting mitigating measures, improve document delivery process by analyzing the documented drawings to identify metadata, tags, and comparing revisions.
Yes, and but before we start looking at how it's implemented in Omega 365, can you explain how security is handled when it comes to AI?
Yes, good question. And in Omega 365 and our models, which are the OpenAI, ChatGPT 4.0 at the current model, they are isolated and private for each solution and each customer.
Yeah, and I can only query the documents that I have access to.
Yes.
Okay, so here I have a document and I'm interested in seeing the differences between this revision and the previous. Then I can open up the AI Assistant. And I want to include previous revision into this AI chat and ask my question, what are the key differences between this and the previous revision? Then, as you can see, it identifies those quickly and giving a nice summary, really, what are the key differences. And you can query this document in other ways. Where should the invoices be sent, for example? And here it will explain, including actually showing what did you say in the previous revision of this document. That's because I selected to include the previous revision in the chat that I had with AI.
Yep.
Then we have another very useful feature, and that's the identification of tags in drawings. In some cases, you get a drawing in, and there's a lot of tags, and they are not already there in the database. So you need to scrape, get them from that drawing. Can you explain a little bit on how that works?
Yeah, so here we use one of the AI models which are fine-tuned and specialized for drawings, typically like this drawing in a PNID or other type of drawings. Here there's also a possibility for our customer to fine-tune to their type of documents as well. So there is possibility for each customer to also fine-tune this. But again, here the model which are reading through the drawing, identifying tags, checking them in your database. Are there any tags in the database? It will automatically connect them. You will see them as blue. And if there are some that's not in your database, they are marked as orange. And you can also manually select a tag. For example, if you see that, here for example, you have one that are not identified, and then you can click on it and click the plus sign, and it will actually try to connect it to the database, and if it's not in the database, you can automatically create the tag as well.
Let's move on to another nice feature. It's not directly related to AI, but we have DVG viewer, both 3D and 2D.
Yes. Yeah.
Moving on to another way of utilizing our AI capabilities. Here we have a user manual. Say that I'm interested in having prepared a preservation manual for this, preservation procedure for this for this transformer. Please prepare a preservation procedure for this transformer. And this, of course, you can then take into any document and save in Omega 365, adjust as needed.
Yes.
Also in our content management system, where you have procedures, policies, etc., you can use the AI assistant. If I go here, I will get the AI assistant on the side here. I can ask general questions, please give a summary, for example, or I can also get help to adjusting, improving the text that they've written. Okay, that's fine. And if I want to have this text here improved, I can then improve that specific text. Any improvement suggestions? And yes, would you like me to implement any of these changes so it can actually do that as well? Yes, please. So it can help you editing the document directly as well.
Yes.
Okay, let's have a look at the risk register, how we can get help from the AI assistant there. In this case, there is a new, there are some new regulations, and I would like AI to suggest some key risks related to this.
Yeah.
So here it comes with some explanation first, threats and opportunities. And what's nice here now, that's actually generating a table for me where I can easily now actually register these risks immediately, or basically have the AI assistant do that. So if I have a look at these suggestions, yes, it's likely that it can potentially increase the project cost, potentially operational delays. Let's say these two risks, I want to have them added, and then it will automatically be generated in the system. And if I go now to increased compliance cost, the risk that was added, I do the assessments, for sure could have help from AI there as well, but what I want to have help with here is now really to have some mitigating measures in place. Any suggestions for mitigating measures? And the same concept here as well, where it's actually preparing these suggestions for me. Detailed audit to identify specific error, that makes sense. Upgrade monitoring system, yes. Employee training program, yep, let's add those.
In this case as well, it's reading out the different processes that you have defined for risk mitigation. So you have risk evaluation and you have risk mitigation. That's dedicated processes that are created for this specific project.
Yeah, and then it prepares a workflow for me so I can review this, the description, everything, and then move it on to the next step. Yes. So each of these mitigating measures have now been created and are tied back to this risk.
Yes. One thing in the risk register, that the AI assistant dialogue, you can have what you showed now with identifying, but you can also have a conversation on all the risks that are within that project.
Project related to schedule. Yep, and then I actually query those that I have filtered out there. So those two, but then I could also remove that filter and have it. What are the key costs, risks? So yes, this could be very well an useful function.
Yeah, so from a project or portfolio view, and again, as you mentioned early in the video, it's on your permission. So the risks that you have access to, that's what you can have a conversation with the chat assistant with.
Yes. Let's have a look at what features we have in planning and scheduling related to AI. First of all, our planning and scheduling functionality has been through several good improvements lately. What's nice is that you can import schedules from different sources, Primavera, Microsoft Projects, etc. And you can combine multiple schedules into one. You can compare against baselines. You can perform analysis of the schedules. You have all the critical path, all the nice functionality related to that. And it supports huge amounts of data, all easily accessible in a web browser. And the latest functionality then that is available now is the AI assistant. So here I can also then ask what are the key changes compared to the previous baseline. So here it lists which schedules have changed start date, changed finish dates. And here, as you can see, it's only listing the IDs. I can ask, can you also show the title of these risks? So yes, now it's showing me that as well. Yep. Another thing you can ask, like we need to complete this plan construction 1 week earlier. Do you have any suggestions for how we can do that? Focus on critical paths, its suggestion, and some of these activities. Okay, which specific tasks should we focus on? few typos there, but AI doesn't really care too much about that.
It's good on understanding.
Yeah. So it's concrete on which activities to focus on, which risks to monitor. So you can also get help from the chat from AI here to suggest risks related to the schedule as well.
Yep.
And it's also on the plan for coming weeks or months to develop is Monte Carlo simulation, something that's also been requested. So this is still in the early research, but so we're not sure when it will be released, but that's an exciting new functionality that will be available in our planning module.
We also have some other great R&D projects which are kind of in the pipe for being released in the future here. So we showed you the identification of tags in kind of drawings, but also then identifying type of tags and objects that are tied to normal documents. For example, your the operational manual, which doesn't have the tag inside, but it will match them and suggest which of them to connect. That's something that will be coming as well.
Yep.
And BIM will be having being able to search and navigate within BIM model by AI will also come.
Yeah. So a lot of exciting stuff related to AI for sure, but also good traditional improvements are also on its way. One thing that's been requested for quite some time by many of our clients is the ability to also set up a role-based review matrix. Currently, you have to identify who are to review the document, who is review responsible, same with check and approve of documents. We are implementing now support for that can be role-based. We already have general role-based distribution, but not down to the individual actions, but that's coming.
Yep.
And another exciting thing in workflows that we will have even more configurability where you can have a forms designer.
Yep.
That's also something we can't show yet, but next time we should be able to do that.
Yeah.
So that was it in this What's Next.
Yes.
See you next time.
See you.